y'all, it's Natalie, Knits with Horses. Although I am knitting sans horses today, I'm not even able to do a video outside because it's cold and I'm rambling again. This is the new series of videos that I'm going to be doing for how to knit. Eventually there will be some how to crochet as well. They will be in their own playlists, so you'll be able to find them easily if you need them. I am primarily doing these with my own 7 grandchildren so far in mind. But if there's anyone else out there who gets benefit from it, from these videos as well, that will be a huge blessing. And if you want the very basics, we'll have those. If you want some more advanced stitches and techniques, we'll eventually have those. If you want to follow a project that I create from beginning to end and create it yourself, we'll eventually have that as well. So grab some yarn, grab some needles, and knit with me. Hey y'all, it's Natalie, Knits with Horses. We are going to have our first Knit With Me lesson today. It's going to be on casting on. I'm going to show you the two most commonly used cast-ons, at least in amongst all the knitters I've ever known. It's the most commonly used. The first one is the one that my mama first taught me when I was a little girl, and I used that up until I was probably 18 or so, and then I learned the long tail cast on, and that's what I use a good 90% of the time. Sometimes you need a more specialized cast on or whatever, or a provisional cast on. Those are things that we'll get into in more depth on more advanced videos. But today I'm using a yarn from Loops and Threads, which is a Michaels brand. It's just an acrylic yarn, but it's a very soft, high quality acrylic yarn. I use Loops and Threads a lot when I want an acrylic yarn. And when you're knitting for little kids, a lot of times you want an acrylic yarn. And you don't want to put, you might not want to put $50 into something that your grandson is just liable to destroy. Hello, little spider. Go away. No, I don't want you on my yarn. Go away. I don't want to hurt you, but go away. Yeah, go away. Thank you. So, first bind on it, a cast on that I ever learned, and it's a very, very common cast on that most people learn when they're first starting to learn how to knit. Once you learn other cast-ons, you generally won't use this one anymore, but I'm going to teach it because it's the most basic one there is. First, you're going to make a slip knot. Hopefully you know how to do that, because I don't know. There's probably better ways to teach people how to do a slip knot, but the way I do it is you just make a loop like that, a closed loop, and then this tail is going to be pushed up through the middle of the loop. You get a hold of it, pull it down like that. You know you've got a slip knot if it can slip. It can go bigger or smaller. That's a slip knot. And put that on your needle, snug it down. You don't want to tighten it too tight. One of the most common beginner mistakes is to strangle those stitches and pull it down really tight, and that just makes it harder to knit into when you get ready to knit. So try with your knot and with your cast on stitches not to strangle it up. And with this cast on, problem a lot of people have is that when they start knitting they end up with extra yarn between their stitches. But I will show you in the next video how to get rid of that, so you don't have to worry about it. It's going to happen. You can strangle those stitches as tight as you want, make it difficult for yourself to knit into, and you're still going to get that extra yarn in between. But it's completely correctable in your first knit row, and we'll learn that on the next video. So now you've got your knot on there. Your needle is in this hand, and you're controlling that making sure that knot doesn't slide around with these fingers. The point is up. The yarn is going from your needle to the ball, and you just let it lay across your hand like that and kind of get a hold of it, but don't pull it tight. Your thumb's pointing up, your needle's pointing up. Now we've got top, bottom, back, and front. The front of your work is the side facing you. The back of your work is away from you. So your thumb is pointing up, and it's going to go top to bottom, back to front, and then lift. Okay? Top to bottom, and then back to front, lift it up, and now you've got it wrapped all the way around your thumb. Don't pull it real tight because it's just making it hard on yourself. And then your needle is going to go between you and that yarn. If I'm over here, yarn's right there, we're going to come between the yarn and go that way under that one strand. So you're in the loop with your needle. Pull your thumb out, gently tighten it down. Gently being the key word. Okay, we'll do that again. You just got it gently held in your fingers. Your thumb and your needle are both pointing up. Go down, forward, up, and back. And then bring your needle point between you and the yarn. Go under that loop. Pull your thumb out. And when you can get it to where it's kind of one smooth motion, as slow as it needs to be, just keeping it one smooth motion as much as you possibly can, then you can get faster and faster at it, and it can go really, really quickly, and you can get a lot of stitches on the needle real quick. And that is how you do your basic cast on. That's just a real basic cast on. Now the other cast on that I am going to show you, and I will timestamp this too, for those who don't want to listen to me ramble, because goodness knows I do. You will get better at judging this as you go along. There are people who have certain techniques for figuring out how much yarn you need to allow in a long tail cast on. And you remember we had the yarn that went to our ball, that was our working yarn, and then we had the tail. And in a long tail cast on, you're going to make a long tail. There's my tail. How long it needs to be depends on how many stitches you're going to cast on. And as you go along, and you'll get better at judging how much that should be, or you can look up and find someone that has one of those little tricks for figuring it out. So I don't need a real long tail because I'm just going to do a few stitches, but anyway, make your long tail. Now you don't need to make a knot for this one. You can if it's easier for you, but you don't have to. You're going to put the yarn over your fingers like so, just over your thumb, over your forefinger. And then your tail and working yarn are both going to come together, and you're going to hold on to them with those fingers. So it makes a triangle. You've got the tail of the yarn coming over here. Your working yarn is over there, and you've made a triangle around your fingers, and you've got the ends held snug right there in your hand. Now if you don't want to make a knot, then just go from back to front, under there, lift up. Well, try to keep it in frame here. Back to front, lift up, twist it around. So you have that loop on your needle right there. Move it down closer to the end. And again, I use this finger to kind of control where that goes so it doesn't slide off while I'm working. Now, you remember how before we did this to make a cast on, except you're not going to slip your thumb out because you're not done. You're going to go under that, and then you're going to come over here to this and go under it from back to front, back to front. Catch it with your needle and pull it back out the way you went in, and now slip your thumb out and pull it down. Not super tight. See, I've got some room in between the needle and there's a little gap there, see, so that it won't be too tight when you go to knit it. and then pull your hand back up in position and to go again. You can front to back through there, go behind it, catch it, and pull it out the way you went in, and then let go with your thumb and snug it down. One more time. And then you'll just have to rewatch or practice. Or believe me, I will not take any offense if the way I show you doesn't click and you need to ask, look at some of the more professional type videos. Again, I like Pearl Soho, and I've also used a lot of Very Pink Knits. She puts a lot of effort into making a lot of really great videos. Garn Studio has videos out for, there's just a lot of them. I Love Knitting has some great instructional videos. Knitting I Love. I'll have to look. Anyway, just put in your search bar on YouTube what you're looking to find, and you can find a bunch of videos on how to do it if what I'm saying does not make sense to you. So again, see, here's your working yarn, your tail. The needle is in your right hand and you're controlling where those stitches go with your fingers. You're going to come right in there, open up, catch both of the ends under those fingers so that you've got a fairly snug little, well, it's a diamond now instead of a triangle because we're attached to the needle. Yeah, the needle comes between you and the yarn and then goes up under that one. Go back to the yarn that's over your finger and go behind it and come forward to catch it. Pull it through the way you went in and then snug it down. And you can get a rhythm going where it can go really, really quick. And it's kind of a neater looking cast on than the old school basic one, which is why that's pretty much the only one I ever use anymore. That's my 90% of the time, unless I need a specialty kind of cast on, which we'll go into some specialty ones later on in the series. That is your basic long tail cast on. And because I did not pull it so tight that I can't get into the stitches, it will make it easier for me when I go to actually knit the stitches. For anybody who's interested, my vlog will be up soon, and there's a little sneak preview right there. That's the sweater that I've been knitting on forever and ever, that I'm actually getting to the point where I believe it's going to be finished one day. So that's it for this one, and stick around for some silly kids learning how to cast on. Go away. Go away. Goodness, there's a ton of little baby spiders out lately. So anyway, that's it for today. Have a beautiful day, and if you've got weather this gorgeous where you are, enjoy it while you can.
Hi! We're gonna be on YouTube. We're gonna
I don't know if we might need to put it at this end because the sun is.
Grandma, where's the end of my rope? Oh yeah, I
Rope?
forgot you put them in the center.
Okay.
I forgot you put yours in the center. Which I guess.
You can pull it from the center or the.
Hello, person.
I'm Lucas.
Hey, watch out! I'm Sawyer. I'm Gage.
Not having anything we can even use. Well, their faces will be in it from time to time for sure. But the sun, your face is what?
My face is in it, and
Okay.
your hands are.
Okay, that's good. There we go. Okay. All right, now put the needle down. You've got to cast on at least 10 stitches before you move on. You already made a knot in your yarn, dude.
How did that happen?
Because you were trying to knit when you're supposed to be casting on. That's how.
How are you gonna undo a knot?
Have I been doing the best?
No.
Who's been doing the best?
There is no best right now. There is everybody trying.
Grandma's the best.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grandma's the best.
We got to get Riley caught up, so just chill a second.
Okay. I'll set down my
You got
needle and
this
go
in your
to
right hand. Don't worry about this.
It's
right
gonna
now. You
take
just
her
need
5
one
hours.
hand. In your right hand.
3 hours later.
Okay.
What the heck? And
the
we're all
yarn,
done
the
except for
working
you.
Let me
yarn
see
is
the
in the
tablet.
left
Give me the
hand.
tablet.
And we know
sit
how
down.
to. We're knitting.
Sit down.
We're knitting. You don't get the tablet.
Okay.
My
Put your hand kind of facing up.
boss here.
Okay. Now, your thumb is going to go top to bottom. And then towards you, and then up. So that you have
I'm hungry.
Perfect.
I'm
And now
hungry.
you're going to bring this
La,
point.
la, la.
Of course you are.
I'm hungry too.
This point.
I'm hungry.
You guys want to go ask Aunt Jenny to take you someplace for food?
Yes.
Text to the nose.
Yes. Yes. I'll be right back.
I would not if I were you. What she might do is get you something on the way home. Okay.
What? What do
Yeah.
you mean she might get us something on the way home?
She's going to be taking you guys home in a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. So now
all
this
of
needle-
like to our certain houses,
Yes.
or am I going to Bonnie's? No, to a certain house.
Okay. Ready to do another one?
Yeah.
Okay. Needles in your right hand. Yarn in your left hand. Where's
Wait, I gotta scoop my
hold your
yarn up.
This is just
You're
very
doing good,
difficult
Gage.
with these mile-long nails.
I know. I don't know how you can do anything with those nails. Okay. No. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I have 6.
Just under this.
Do you need help, Gagey? Grandma, now what do I do?
Okay.
Grandma, I
got it.
6.
Did I get it?
Grandma, I got 6
Okay,
in 3
help
seconds.
Gage. You did. It's perfect. Okay. Your thumb. Look, you can't do it if your thumb's over here. Your thumb's got to be up here.
So like wrap it around.
No, you're coming from the wrong direction. Your thumb's
Did I
got to
do
come
it?
up from the top to the
Did it
bottom.
again.
Grandma?
Yeah. There you go. Hang on, Riley. Now back towards you.
3, 4.
Get it to wrap around all the way around your thumb. There you go.
Do you want me
There
to
you
make
go,
10
just like that.
stitches, Mom?
10.
Grandma?
Yes. Get 10. Now
Oh.
that top one. Wait.
I don't know how
You're
many I
wrapped.
have.
There you go.
I
Now
have like 4.
I have 8.
Yeah, I have 4.
Grandma, is that
top to
Grandma,
bottom,
what do I do
and then
now?
towards you and up,
1, 2,
and then
Grandma, what do I do now?
perfect. Good job. Don't pull it. Don't pull them back on top of each
What do I
other,
do
and
now?
don't
believe I
pull it
have
too
10.
tight.
Grandma,
I
what
have
do I do now?
7.
What do I do now?
Pull your thumb out.
8.
You're being so patient, Gage. Okay, pull your thumb out, and then just kind of pull it. Just perfect, just like that.
6, I think.
So like do this and then 10. I will 10, Grandma. So like Grandma,
7, 8, 9,
top
10,
to
11.
bottom.
Plus your knot, yeah.
Grandma, I forgot what to do.
Okay.
I have like
Get
7.
your thumb up above
do
the
I have?
yarn.
Does it matter
Get your
if I
thumb above.
have-
Yeah. Now come down
I don't
top
know.
to bottom. Just a second. No. Top to bottom. Above
I
the
don't know how
yarn.
many I have.
Look.
Oh.
See, my thumb's like chopping that yarn. Up top to bottom.
Grandma, do I have 10?
Go yeet. Boom.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't move it. 7, 8. No, you've got more than 10. That's fine.
How many do I have?
See,
What do I have like
more than 10.
15?
I have
Top to
11.
You
bottom.
got one of yours come back over the top of the others, and you don't want to do that.
I have a smaller yarn than y'all.
Yeah. Do you know what that's called?
What?
The size of the yarn compared to each other is how did you end up back here?
What is it?
It is, I don't know.
It's gauge. It's what gauge your yarn is. Gauge stands for how big around it is.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
It might-
you had a couple of them go back over the others, so you got to do those again.
Nice.
Okay.